Hey everyone, welcome back to another Fast Tip Friday. In this video I'm going to show you how to create multiple copies of the same photo in Lightroom so you can edit them differently. So for example, you might want one edit for Instagram, a different edit for a print to hang on your wall, and maybe another different edit to upload to a stock photo site. So let's head into Lightroom. Here's a photo I took a few months ago of the Milky Way, and in the foreground here I just lit this with a head torch so I could use a single exposure. So say for example I wanted a few different edits of this photo, one for Instagram, one to print off and hang on my wall, and perhaps another edit to upload to a stock photo site. If I click on this and hit D to go into the Develop module, I can start making changes to this photo. So for example, I might want to bring out the Milky Way, and if I wanted to upload this to Instagram, I could come up to the crop here, and for example, I could choose a square crop and just modify this however I wanted, and then hit G to go back to the grid view and right click and export this. So once I've exported my Lightroom version, I can then click on the photo, hit D to go back into Develop, and I could come over here and come to the history and undo any changes that I wanted to, or reset the whole photo. I can now make the next lot of changes, for example if I wanted a set of edits to print and hang on my wall. The problem with this approach is I've now lost all of my edits for Instagram, and I could try and get them back by clicking on the history here, but it's really messy, especially if you want to create 3 or 4 different edits of the same photo. So let's just reset this once again and come back to the grid view by pressing G. Instead of all that messing around to create multiple different edits of the same photo, a much easier way is to come over here and right click on the photo and come down to Create Virtual Copy. If you click on this, notice now we've got 2 versions of the same image. We've got this original version, and you can see that this file name is the original Canon RAW image that I took. And this version here, once again, is the same file name, but notice we've got this copy name now, copy 2. This indicates that this is a virtual copy of the original photo. And we can go and give this copy a name. I suggest you do this because otherwise things can get confusing later on if you come back to different virtual copies. So for example, we could say this virtual copy is going to be our Instagram edit, and now we can click on this virtual Instagram copy, once again head into the Develop module, perform our edits that we want. So for example, we could do our 1:1 crop and make some changes. I'm not going to bother with a final edit here, but if we head back to the grid view now by pressing G, notice the changes we've made to this virtual copy haven't affected the original file here, the original RAW file. If we wanted a different edit to print and hang on the wall, for example, once again come to the original photo, come down to Create Virtual Copy and click that. Now we've got a second copy here, and we can see the copy name has changed, and we can change this. Once again, click on this Print Virtual Copy, head into the Develop module, and make any changes we want. So for example, maybe we want a more panoramic crop to print on the wall, so let's just choose 16:9. And depending on the printer that we're going to use or the print service that we're going to use, we might want to make specific edits. I'm not going to bother too much here. Once again, when we've finished with the edits for this copy, we can head back to the grid view, and now we've got our Instagram edit and our print edit, and we can create as many virtual copies of the original image as we want. For example, we could create another virtual copy. We could call this copy name stock, and for example, this edit could be destined to upload to a stock photo site. So we might want to perform a different set of edits here. So just as an example, let's make it black and white. Once again, head back to grid view. So now we've got 3 different edits of the original photo that we can export and use as we wish. So that's how to create multiple virtual copies in Lightroom so you can edit them in different ways for different purposes. If you like this video, please feel free to click the thumbs up button, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, feel free to do that, and also click the notification bell if you want to be notified of future Fast Tip Fridays, other tutorials or short films that I make. See ya!